Well, folks, the time is finally here to talk about it's the most notable episode of Moon of Dinosaur, the Gatekeeper, just in time for both Pride and Juneteenth. Normally, I take this day off for fairly obvious reasons, but in this case, I'll make an exception. I mean, the episode, due to its subject matter surrounding the character Brooklyn and her identity, has not been aired on TV or streaming on Disney Plus to this day, with no indication and about if or when it'll happen. But it leaked online, and I thankfully know a guy. Bowen asks, just give them the name Brandon Montclair. So let's talk my thoughts on this episode and why I consider it to be a beautiful roller coaster ride. The episode centers around the state volleyball championships, with the key antagonists as being Coach Greer, voiced by SNL's Amy Sedaris, and her daughter, her Bella, being voiced by guest star Sky Katz. That's, of course, the usual whole 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 cast is back there as well. Oh, and they definitely do a decent job setting the conflict. And even though they may not actually use the term outright, the message is quite clear here. Greer's opposition is to Brooklyn's transition is well stated, and even though the home teams not really share sentiments, in fact, the usual coach who wears multiple hats, a substitute teacher, makes his stance quite clear here, and does so in a way that's actually consistent with his character, just trying to communicate what you're saying isn't news, and also that I don't care. After the usual coach is sidelined in an orange peel accident, and the title comes into play where via an enchanted key that she got at a yard sale of all things. To be fair, this is a show where the title character is a self-made superhero and her partner comes from a parallel universe. Everyone must only break through the metaphorical challenges is to get out and get on the pitch, but also the much wider run of being targeted over who she is. And with that being the case, it still actually does a fairly good job of just highlighting just how charged, but also how wild the issue can be, and how out some of the arguments can be, as well as hackneyed. And my take is like a lot of ones, such as really, this show has dinosaurs come parallel universes and a young LES building her own super suit, and that's the part people find hard to believe. All joking aside, from a representation standpoint, and I believe everyone should educate themselves as much as they can, not just matter from as many viewpoints as they can. And from an entertainment standpoint, however, I would certainly not object to this episode officially debuting at some point in the future. But I can also sum up the way it got distributed and circulated among the fan base quite simply. 2 words: Streisand effect. It was one of the many parts that came from the Giga leak that happened about a year ago. Though, at least given how the copy that's circulating online has artifacts from behind the scenes, some split-second placeholders from where someone like the ad bumpers will go, and also the copyright date of 2003. So I obviously not going to be showing you the entire thing, but I am doing my best to describe the events and how it relates to the rest of the show. And all things considered is totally consistent with a lot of other stuff, and even some footage actually made it into some actual preview bumpers that I've seen just when I was watching a movie. I mean, in many ways, it's kind of like a small scale version of Labyrinth, and even some allusions to Legend of Zelda, uh, complete with like the volleyball all being colored in pink, white, and light blue. I see what you did there, fellas. And I also especially enjoy how not only does Greer's own daughter not want to go through the plan, and also highlights it's just how both absurd and also just how alarmingly basic like the opposition can be. I mean, more or less boiling down to if I can't have it, then no one can. And and bottom line, not only do they get out and play, Greer is actually ejected from the place. He's after doing her best, let me speak to your managering at a 12th grade level. So I, as I just stated, I believe everyone should educate themselves on the issue, and I also who believe that every fan of the show should watch this episode at least once, be it officially or otherwise. And as a message for anyone else watching this, if you ever wanted to make a change in your life and someone else's, the time to act is now. Oh, it's not going to wait for you to who just sit by idly for the world. If there's ever a time to fight back against suppression, and you cannot simply wait for it to simply fold. You have to do it yourself. You can't always rely on others who simply give things to you. Who, if there's something you want to get out of life, or anything you want to accomplish for yourself or for society or level, it's up to you to take it. Just like a girl from Brooklyn, and who was once a boy, hey, hey, taking the pitch, and spiking volleyball. That'll be all for now, and I will see you all again very soon. So, take care, everyone.